Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today is May 6th, 2020. And we are in the midst of, all kinds of things going on, right? Depending on where you're at in the world, you may still be in lockdown. You may be, your city or your state or your country may be coming out of lockdown. There is just really a lot going on right now. And one of the best ways that I keep myself present and what's real and true is to do energy clearings. And so today I'm going to share with you, I'm going to talk all about energy clearing. So uh, I know that the energy clearings that I do can seem a bit wonky and maybe a little bit out there. So today I'm going to take some time to explain how these energy clearings work and why in the world you want to do energy clearings for yourself. Because let me tell you what, you do want to be doing these, okay? These are really seriously game changers. They can really help you release and remove those unconscious energies that keep you perpetrating those same patterns in your life that you no longer want to choose, that you no longer want to be. If you have pretty much any area of your life that you want to shift or change, an energy clearing is, I would say, I'm going to rank that right up there with probably one of the best things that you can do for yourself. The energy clearings that I use are part of my system as a whole of what I use to transform your life. But I'm going to tell you right now that the energy clearing portion of it is a big portion of really truly healing, shifting, changing, and transforming your life. The thing is we are mostly energy, space, and consciousness, right? And we are going to do an expanding here in a moment. But this energy, space, and consciousness, we expand into that energy, space, and consciousness of who we be. And, I'm often talking about, your programming. And for me, the programming is all stored within the energy, space, and consciousness of who you be, right? So we know that we all have a body, we have a being. And when our body dies, we still have the essence of who we are. We still have our soul. We still have our being, right? It's still there. Your being houses all of the, viewpoints, everything you've ever decided is real and true and good and bad, and everything you've ever committed to and agreed to, and all of the, debt that you have stored. Everything gets stored within this energy, space, and consciousness of who you be. So you have these reference points to, this is how this is how life works. This is, who I still owe. This is, where I still want to go. When you decide something in your life, you energetically store that information. And so today I'm going to dive into that energetic storage space. I'm going to talk about how you can clear those energetically, those energetic storage spaces, and really truly, when you start clearing them, how it can really change your life. And I'm here to tell you that without energy clearings, I'm not really sure where I would even be in my life, okay? It's literally changed my entire life. When I understood that I had the power and control to say, okay, I understand this is how I have been functioning, but I want to function differently. And I was able to grab the energy of that, clear it out of there, and make a different choice. It started really changing my life so dramatically. So today I want to invite you into that reality as well, and just talk about how energy clearings can change your world. So on that note, let's go ahead first and foremost, and let's go ahead and get expanded. So go ahead and let's just take some nice deep breaths. Let's just let go of any tension or any upset that you're holding in your body. Yeah, nice deep breath. Just breathe that in and out, and in and out. Just really, truly giving yourself some space. Man, there is so much going on in the world right now, and I know that as energetic receivers, we are so dynamically receiving that information. So anything that you might be holding on to right now that isn't yours, and you can just release and unwind as we just put our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down. Yeah, nice deep breath. Really get present in your body. Feel your legs. Feel your torso. Feel your hands. Feel how connected you are to your body. And nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and expand. So let's go ahead and make yourself as big as the building that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. Just expanding out your being, not your body. And nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and expand out as big as the city that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. Nice deep breath. Yeah, go ahead and expand out as big as the state that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. Nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and expand out as big as the country that you're in. Yeah, nice deep breath, as big as the country that you're in. And let's do the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth. Bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster. Becoming one with everyone and everything. Yeah, in the universe. In the multiverse, multiple universes. Times that by a million, 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 all the way out to the space of who you be. As the infinite being that you be. Awesome. And just let that vortex out for a moment. Let's just really just be present in this space for a moment. We are infinite beings, way bigger and faster than any contraction that's going on in this reality. And anything that you can just release and unwind right now, let's just choose to do that and just let it go. Yeah, nice deep breath. Awesome. So today I'm talking about energy clearing, and I wanted to just kind of continue on that note when I was talking about getting into your universe, right? So we just got into our universe. So this is a space of you, this big, huge space of you. Yeah, let's just expand out any further that you need to go. There you go. It was just kind of a big expansion there. This is the big space of you, okay? And within this space of you is everything that you have ever decided, anything that you have ever um, agreed to, committed to, signed for, made an oath for. We have so much programming in our energy, space, and consciousness. Now just think about this. Now, I think most of us listening to this radio show right now, you get that this isn't your first rodeo here, right? You've been here and done things here probably for multiple lifetimes. Me personally, I feel like most of us have been here probably in upwards of at least 50 times, potentially more. Some of us may have been here hundreds of times, okay? So if you just think about that for a moment, and you think about how many times potentially that you've gotten married. Let's even just play with a low number here and say you've been reincarnated here 10 times. And in that 10 times, you made an oath to someone till death do you part, right? Well, then you died. But you didn't actually die, your body just died, right? Well, then once you've made an oath to that person, then you have to continuously re-find that person every single lifetime because you made an oath till death do you part. Well, the problem with that is many of us shift and change, and we have different things that we're doing and being, right? And have you ever been really attracted to somebody and you thought, gosh, like I just feel like I know that person, and like we have all these like connections, and then you really get to know that person, and maybe even spend maybe you do a relationship with that person, and it's like toxic and it's terrible. And potentially it's that way because you don't want to be with that person anymore. Maybe you've spent lifetime after lifetime after lifetime with that person and you are so over them, you want to be and do something different, right? But you can't because you made an oath till death do you part and you never died. Here is where energy clearings come in, because once we're in the big space of who we be, we can look at everywhere in our energy space and consciousness that we have an oath to a person till death do you part. Let's just pull that up for a moment. Wow. And pull that out, pull that out. All of the oaths that you have till death do you part. Just feel all of that energy for a moment. So what we can do in this space is we can say, you know what, I choose to make all of those null and void. Now that doesn't mean if you're in a marriage right now that like if you null and voided or you cleared out energetically your oath to that person doesn't mean that you're gonna immediately leave that person or your marriage is going to be dissolved. But what it does mean is you're no longer energetically intertwined with that person any longer. And now you have choice. Now you can still choose, hey, you know what? I'm married right now and I'm happily married. We've been married for, 40 years and we love each other very much. And, we don't want to get divorced. And that's okay too. You don't have to clear your oaths. But when you clear your oaths, what you find is now, I'm going to say even these when we're looking at oaths, and we're going to come back to this oath till death do you part. Yeah, there's a lot of energy on that. When we look at oaths, I mean, sometimes we make we make promises to other people that we never follow through with, right? All of those are carried with you. You might make promises to a parent. Maybe 10 lifetimes ago, you made a promise or an oath to a parent that maybe an oath of celibacy or an oath of, I don't know. Over the years, there's plenty of things that we can make oaths to, right? And then something happens and your life changes and your circumstances changes. Well, you're still bound by that energy of that oath. So everywhere all of the oaths are, and if you feel like clearing these right now, all you have to do, I'm going to pull up all the energy of it. Okay, and all you have to do is when I ask, do you choose to clear these now? All you have to say is, yes, I choose that now. And I'm just going to clear it out of there. By clearing the energy, I'm going to vaporize it, but I'm also going to revoke the energy of those to give you choice. Now again, that doesn't mean it doesn't mean that it's going to change your current circumstances. What it's really going to do is it's going to open up a new choice, a new possibility, and give you the option. Instead of being bound to somebody, it's going to give you the option of, do I want to choose them or not? So whereas all of the oaths, all of the oaths till death do you part that you're holding on to, let's pull all of those up, and all of the other oaths that you're holding on to, whatever it was in any lifetime, anytime you've ever been alive, everything, all of those are. Yeah, all of those, 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 everything, all of those are. Can we just choose to remove all of those from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. And we're just going to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate, make null and void, 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 make null and void. And nice deep breath. Yeah, and we're just going to kind of vortex this out for a moment. And nice deep breath. And we're just going to let that energy go. So essentially all I'm doing here is just clearing out the energy around that. Now, when I pull up an energy, I understand that it's my universe and I get to decide. Okay, so when I make the conscious choice that I'm going to clear this out of there, and then I use vaporize because I like vaporizing. I think vaporizing is fun. It's an effective way to shift the energy, but you don't have to use vaporizing. You can just say, I choose to clear that now, and you can just, you can do whatever you want. It's your universe. You get to decide. You do not have to do an energy clearing in the way that I do an energy clearing. Yeah, nice deep breath. And let's just kind of let that vortex out for a moment. So essentially what an energy clearing does is it clears out the sticky, stuck points of views or decisions, um, uh, belief systems. I mean, you can use an energy clearing to pretty much clear out your life in any area. Okay, so we were just talking about, so let's talk about like an area where, okay, so let's say today or yesterday actually, I'm doing a free course right now. We are in day number 3 of our free course. I'm doing it in my Facebook group, The Conscious Empath. If you want to join us, you can join the group there. But essentially what we're doing in this free course is we're really looking at programming. Okay, and I thought, what a great opportunity to talk about clearing, because I don't actually have a show where I just talk about clearing. But essentially, programming and clearing, I mean, it goes hand in hand, right? If you understand that you have programming, you can use these energy clearings to clear out your programming, right? So one of the things we talked about yesterday was, so basically what I'm doing is I'm sharing images, and I am having people give their awareness of the image. And yesterday I had shared an image of a lady holding $100 bills. And it's interesting how many different viewpoints we have about that picture, right? Really looking at our programming, like what does it mean when we see a lady holding lots of money? We have viewpoints from, it's she's being flashy, or she's being a show off, or somebody had said she must have had a windfall of some sort. We had lots of different point of views about somebody holding money, right? Well, those point of views again are programming, but what happens is, like, let's say when we look at money, and this is very common for most of us, is money is associated with greed, right? Somewhere we learned in this reality that if you have a lot of money, you're greedy. That like you can't, like we can't afford everything, that money has to be a struggle. This is all just straight programming. Money is just an energy. Money doesn't have a point of view. The energy of money doesn't have a point of view. It's your ability to receive the energy of money that creates how your money system shows up. And so basically what I was looking at was, okay, so let's say, I think for many of us, we have gone through potentially lifetime after lifetime where money has been a struggle for us. So we do have a lot of points of views, right? We do have a lot of places where money has been difficult, or maybe we can't afford to feed our family, or, we can't afford to, have nice things, or whatever it is, right? And we have this resistance to the energy of money. So when you're doing energy clearings, you can actually find all of these places where you have decided money is bad and wrong. Let's just do that right now. Ooh, where is everywhere that you've decided money is bad and wrong? That almost hurts my head a little bit. Everything, all of that is. Wow, all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Wow. So, yeah. So all of the points of views that you have about money are keeping you in resistance of having money, and keeping you in an area where you are in resistance of money, because everything we have decided uh, essentially creates like a resistance energy. So again, if money feels wrong or money feels bad, then money isn't going to come to you, right? But using energy clearings, you're going to change the way that you feel about money, because that's what an energy clearing does. It changes the way that you feel about it because it clears out the stored programs. So I tell this story often because I think it's a story that we can all relate to around money. So like just think about, think about how long we existed here on this planet, where like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, where people would get their home robbed, right? Like back in the, 200 years ago, and people would kill their family, right? And they would take all of their possessions, take their monies, especially, if we're talking like 200-300 years ago, that was pretty commonplace, right? So, if you are an adult now that has a family, you understand that, like, if there was ever a point in time where someone that you loved was killed over money or a robbery, or a situation where I'll say greed was involved, right? We can often go to that place where we think, okay, I never want to have money again, or I never want to have nice things again, because that might mean that someone might get taken from me again, right? In those times of desperation, we make these really weird decisions about our life when we've gone through something very traumatic. And I don't think that there's anybody that I know that hasn't gone through some type of a traumatic experience, especially in this lifetime, right? And if you can ever remember those times when you were younger and you make those pacts with the universe of like, please, if, this happens, I promise I'll never be successful, or I promise I'll, never do this, or I promise that, I'll always stay small. I can remember being young, growing up in an environment that was abusive. And I can remember having several conversations, just begging, like, please, if I make it through this, I promise to never step into my power. And when you make, again, even like that is an agreement, that's a verbal agreement, okay? And when you make agreements like that, what that does is it invokes energies, and it stops you from actually truly being able to create beyond that energy. Okay. And so here is where the energy clearings would come in very handy in that situation, because you can look at everywhere I made, a pact or a decision to let's just clear that for a moment, to never step into me, to never truly embrace the true glory of who I am. Ooh, that right there. And let's just pull that all the way through, and all the way through, and all the way through, and all the way through. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Yeah, nice deep breath. And let's just let that go for a moment. And let's go ahead and take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about energy clearings. As we go to break, I'm just going to keep kind of vortexing this energy out and just really giving you more space for that energy to be free, released from your energy, space, and consciousness. Because you know what? The universe needs us right now to step in our power and potency and really reclaim all of the spaces of who we be. Wow, yeah, everything that's preventing that from you, let's just clear that out real quick. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Just let all that go, let all that go, let all that go, let all that go. Awesome, we're just gonna vortex that out. Nice deep breath. Awesome. We're going to keep vortexing that out as we go to break. And when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about clearing and how energy clearing can help you change your life.
The Consciousness Playground is a membership community to support you in living a conscious and aware life. Each month, members receive life and reality-changing concepts. It also includes member-only content and a VIP Facebook group to ask questions and connect with like-minded individuals. The Consciousness Playground currently has instant access to over 150 hours of life-changing audios and exclusive programs, with more added each month. Each and every month has a theme and includes audios and live calls around that topic. This playground has audios worth over $1,500 that you can access all at once. Come learn, grow, expand, and create something different in your life today.
Frequency infusion meditations are designed to create expansion of being and awareness of self. Lift and change the vibration of your body, places, and things through sound at frequencyinfusion.com.
And we're back, and today we're talking about energy clearing. So if you're feeling right now a little woozy or a little off kilter, that's okay, because we're just clearing out energy. We're just vortexing things through. So I wanted to really share today how energy clearing has changed my life. I functioned and, growing up in a world where abuse was very prevalent. It was what I learned, right? It was really what I was taught. It was what I was, I auto-responded in, anger, frustration, rage. Those were all programs that I fully engaged with, and I hated every moment of it. I hated the cycle of, being angry, especially as a young mom. When I went through my divorce, it was probably the worst time of my whole life, and it was kind of like I gotten slapped in the face with all of this energy of like, I needed to change my life. I really, truly, if I was going to make it, I had to change my life. I had to learn. I had to be different. There was no possible way I was going to continue on that same path that I did. And I found energy clearings, and when I started practicing, I can't even tell you how different my life became. So many of us are stuck in these emotional pattern loops. And, I often in my radio show, if you've listened before, you hear me say, I often say, if you're looping in something. And for me, that means that like let's say if you have a problem with anger, oftentimes you feel like you just don't have another choice. It's like something pops, something triggers you, right? And you just go right into being mad. It can be the same thing for many different emotional symptoms, really. Like you can do that with guilt. You can do that with depression. You can do that with sadness. You can do that with so many different things, right? You can loop back into something, can trigger a thought or a pattern, right? And it can loop you right back into the same energy. And when I found energy clearing and I started doing these energy clearings, I found that number one, what started to happen for me was I started to be able to feel like I have choice. And over the years, I've had so many interesting conversations about this, because I do say that often. I do say, so you can have a choice. And I had a client last year, we worked together for like a little over a year, I think a year total. But one day she said to me, when I used to hear you say, so you can have choice, I never understood what you meant until we'd been working together for a little while, right? And I had cleared out enough, because really, truly, the thing is you have so many, each and every one of us, and maybe not you, but we each have so many energy programs. We have so many places where we have agreed and aligned or resisted and reacted to a certain thought, that when something happens, we just auto respond in our life to that energy. When this happens, this is how I respond. When this happens, this is how I respond. When you start doing energy clearings, what happens first and foremost is you don't have those, if this happens, this is how I respond. Like those actions go away. So right now, if you have an issue in your life where you're auto responding with always going to frustration or being angry or being sad, those are when you start really diving in and doing a lot of clearings, those are the first things that change. Okay, you don't have that auto responder anymore. And then you start to realize, after a little while, you start to realize that, you know what, I can choose that emotional reaction, but I don't actually have to, right? I don't actually have to choose to be ignited in that same way that I used to choose to be ignited. I don't actually have to, be around people who make me feel bad about myself. I don't actually have to be pulled back into these concepts where I am looping back into a world where I feel like, that I have no choice really. And I can tell you that for me, it was like, okay, I was angry and then I did something, rageful, like scream or yell or throw something, right? And then came the mental breakdown, right? Then I was crying, and then I felt shameful, and then I felt guilty, and it was just this continuous looping cycle for me. And sometimes I had that every day, sometimes I had that multiple times a day, sometimes I didn't have it for a few days, and then I could, then it would happen again. And I felt like such a terrible person for continuing to choose that, but I couldn't see any other way. And when you're in your life and you feel like, I don't feel like I have a choice with money, I can't get ahead, I don't feel like I have a choice in my relationship, I feel like I can't find anybody who matches me, I don't feel like I, have a job that I like, when you have all of these areas of your life all around you that just really feel like they don't work for you, energy clearing is where you start. Because you have to clear yourself out of those places and spaces where you have made the decisions that have gotten you to the place where you're at today. And again, they don't have to even be cognitive decisions, and they might not even be decisions that were made in this lifetime. You may be recycling decisions from lifetimes and lifetimes ago. And when you do these energy clearings, especially when you do them from a place of being this expanded space of you, from this amazing area of who you be, and you start actually really clearing out the energy around these thoughts and ideas and these places where you have decided that you have to be around people who don't nurture and care for you like you want to be nurtured and cared for, or where you live in a concept where you struggle with money and life and all of these things. And I'm telling you this because this used to be my life as well. What is it? It's 2020. So, I guess 13 years ago now. Wow, time goes so fast, doesn't it? Was when I first got divorced, and over these 13 years, I went from toxic meltdown, a struggle bus, to really truly living a life that works for me. I have the money I desire. I have a home that feels luxurious and amazing to me. I'm able to travel. My daughters have this amazing world of choice because I chose to start clearing out my space, and I consciously chose to become the creator and the master of my own universe versus becoming the effect of all of these stored programs. And that's really truly what energy clearing does for you. Is it gives you new space. It takes you out of these places where you're auto-responding, where you have to be a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to always choose a certain person, you always have to choose a certain energy. Your relationships change. I can't even tell you how many times a day, literally a day, I get emails from people saying, my relationship with my mother has changed and I haven't even worked on that. Right? Or my relationship with my children has dramatically changed. The relationship with my spouse has changed. And again, it doesn't even have to mean that you have to spend conscious time changing your relationship with them. If you do, it does help. But sometimes it's clearing out all these oaths and vows and contracts and all these yucky places where you have decided that you have to be a certain way. And again, it doesn't have to be a cognitive even decision, and it doesn't even have to be a decision that you made in this lifetime. And everything all of this is, and anywhere that you have anything that can be cleared right now, everything all of that is. Yeah, and all of that, 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 can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, depress, 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 depress. Awesome. I'm just going to vortex that out. Energy clearing is literally life-saving. It changes your energy space and consciousness. It allows you to function in a different place, and it changes your life. I don't know where I would be today if I hadn't found energy clearing, 12 years ago. I can't even tell you. I don't even want to go there because my life has changed tenfold. And whenever I find myself in a situation where it feels uncomfortable or I'm having a hard time, I know how to use energy clearing to shift and change the situation. It's like being the magician in any circumstance in your life, to be able to change the energy to create more and dissipate any upset or frustration. Or I'm going to tell you right now, my whole life used to be upset and frustration. Struggle bus was my name. And I am so grateful that I no longer can identify with being that any longer. And I can't even speak highly enough about what energy clearing can do for you. Right now, I have tons of audios of energy clearing. I went through a period where I took every single form and structure that I found my clients were stuck in, and even myself, like from shame and blame and guilt and fear and anger, rage, all of these things that I found that people loop in, plus everything from oaths and vows and commitments and decisions like feeling guilty, things like that. And I did extremely deep energy clearings on those. And those programs to this day are my most popular programs. I get people who took the program 5 years ago who still message me and say, this program still changes my life. I have re-listened to this one audio, 25 times, and it's still, every time I listen to it, it goes deeper and deeper. And right now, all of those clearing audios can be found on the Consciousness Playground. I'm making so many changes to the Consciousness Playground right now. We are getting ready to do a huge launch. We are looking for more members, and then we are going to close temporarily. Probably about 6 months. I'm going to move to the model where we're only open every 6 months, where people can come and join us. We will be closing. Probably, I haven't have the for sure date, but I'm looking at the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be closing the Consciousness Playground for 6 months while I really, really nurture all of the members in there. And we really look at what else can we add, what else can we create. I'm adding lots of new things in there during that 6-month time frame. We are going to add a Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. I feel like that's a really important part of being a conscious empath or conscious intuitive, is really understanding how energy works and how you are a channel for energy. So there's going to be a lot of new additions. So you can join us right now through my website, Jamie, JAMIE -Bates, BATES.com, it's right under the conscious, I think it's called the membership actually in the header. But that membership is open right now, and I'm telling you, do not want to miss this, because I have right now, I think you can join us for $47 a month. The $47 a month price is going to be going away as well when the membership closes. The membership will be a lot more, because I'm going to tell you right now that the membership is worth way more than $47 a month. I have people that are in there who have not done anything else with me except be in the playground, and their life has changed dramatically. Okay, so if you're looking for big life change, the Consciousness Playground is for you. You guys, there's a whole modality in there when you start. It teaches you 8 different steps on really truly how to live as an energetically sensitive person, as an empath, someone who is a receiver of information. Okay, and that program takes you step by step into how to be different in this reality, how to live differently in this reality. And then I have like 15 additional programs that kind of spider off that initial program. And I'm telling you, all you have to do is get in and listen, and your life will change. That's the beauty of energy clearings. All you have to do is listen and agree, and your life changes. So if you're ready for some massive life change, join us in the Consciousness Playground. Get your spot now before we close, and really, truly, join us for this like conscious communion. We are having so much fun. I'm here for facilitation of any sort. So if you have questions, you're stuck with something, you can ask, and we can dive in. And right now we are doing a live call with me every single week, which is super exciting as well. So if you are ready to do something different, please join us. Again, you can go to my website, jamie-bates.com, and look under the membership section. I'm grateful that you listened to my show today. Thank you so much. Thank you for the awesome feedback. If you have questions or even just want to share something with me, I love to hear from you. Thank you so much. And you can connect to me on Facebook as well, and The Conscious Empath. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and I look forward to connecting to you in the future. Have a great day.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.